Another Decoy Voice video when protesters try to fight.
Yesterday, massive anti-Trump protests broke out all across the country, from Boston all the way to Chicago.
Dude, I heard a lot of these were bullshit. Like I heard that there's like some money behind this. I don't know if that's conspiracy theory or whatnot, but I heard that there's like people behind it because a lot of the people don't even know what they're doing.
Chicago, covering the streets of Washington, D.C. But as online journalist Nick Shirley shows us, these guys were idiots.
I just want to remind you of protest procedure. Don't film unless it's consent of anyone's faces. And we'd ask if you
We're on public property, though, so we can film.
Are you part of the protest?
Hey, easy, dude. You don't have our consent to do this.
Don't touch me.
Don't
touch me!
Whoa.
Don't touch me!
I didn't touch you.
You touched me! Don't touch me!
He's touching him.
Get someone around these people, please?
This like reminds me of like that no touching can't get mad thing. Anyone remember that? Like when you were kids and like you walked up to a person and then you put your hand in their face and you go, no touching can't get mad, no touching can't get mad. Or you do like you fake poke them and you're like, no touching can't get mad.
Elbows!
Easy,
Elbows!
easy.
No.
Easy. Wait, holy cow.
They get like right in your face.
Let go. Ooh, what are you gonna do?
Elbows!
Elbows. What the hell's going on out here?
Dude, that's like the protester equivalent of like trying to like high five somebody and then they leave you hanging. Dude.
Elbows!
Look, nobody's doing it. Look,
Elbows.
he goes, come on, guys, elbows, and nobody's doing it.
Here, watch.
Oh my god.
Okay, what is going on, everybody? Look, we got a crowd coming. Dude, you touched me. Bro, get off me. He's touching me. I know I'm attracted, but I'm not that attracted. I mean, like stink on poo. Come on, man, get off me. Bro, these...
Help! He's hurting me!
This so perfectly illustrates a person like this. It's like it couldn't get any more perfect. It's like literally chasing the guy and then bumps into him and says he's hurting him.
Help!
You look like a fool.
Help! He's touching me!
Bro, you...
Hey, you're fucking into people.
I'm not...
Help!
I have no idea how you can
To be honest, you know that guy, you know what he's doing. He's trying to drum up a crowd to like actually like do something to this guy. That's literally like the only reason to do that.
outnumber a guy 1,000 to 1 and still end up squealing in terror.
He's trying to basically rile up the crowd into like a mass hysteria to like do something to this guy.
As if Shirley was gonna actually show up with a suit and a camera guy to come film himself attacking anybody. You'd have to be a special kind of stupid to think that. But stupidity seemed to be a common theme here.
So what makes Trump a fascist? What makes Trump a fascist?
He does things without
Yeah, talk louder. I don't have my mic on.
I'm not really good into interviews.
And what brings you out here today?
What doesn't?
Can you explain a little bit for our viewers what this means?
What does that mean?
Go ahead.
Raise your hand out.
Kakistocracy. Government by the least suitable or competent citizens of a state. Seems to fit, doesn't it?
And
Government by the least suitable or competent citizens of a state, according to Oxford.
here's where my skepticism begins.
What the
As
fuck?
you don't give up your Saturday to protest on behalf of something you don't even understand, unless you were possibly being compensated to be there. As curiously, a lot
Literal
of
paid
these
actors, yeah.
protests seem to be comprised of mainly old people. Even over in Austin, Texas, we saw similar audiences of people 80 plus. And up over in Oregon, it's like they came straight from a retirement home, where even the protesters in New York City started to wonder what was actually happening.
I'm at the protest right now in New York City, anti-Trump, anti-fascist protest, and I have one question. Where the f*** is Gen Z? These people are cheering, they're talking like it's just the 60s, it's just like the 60s, and they're having conversations and walking slowly. There's no fight here. There's no youth here.
It's almost like when the majority of the country sways a certain way, you won't find too many people willing to show their face to stand against the administration that's actually following through on what they voted for. So minus the insane people that spent their time crafting an outfit decked out in Nazi symbols that they themselves volunteered to wear in public, I believe the majority of these attendees were actually bussed in. And not just the protest in DC, but apparently Texas too, where the Democrats posted on Twitter about their hands-off protest, to which Tony Saruga replied they are going to geofence the event, because last time they found the protesters were from groups that received money from Act Blue and US.
We have geofenced every event. This is not going to end well. What? In the past, each receives money from Act... Oh no.
USAID, and Loomer found that at least one of the buses in DC were from Summer Bus Tour Incorporated, registered by the Chinese. Now it sounds concerning, but the Democrats may have just contracted a bus that happens to be owned by the Chinese, but it does raise a question of how are our tax dollars being funneled from USAID to the Chinese? But more importantly, Tony found that what they claimed was 30,000 was just over 7,000 mobile devices, with 92% of them having attended 5 or more.
Is this the guy that always does like this kind of like cell phone stuff? And he did this for like the Kamala rallies and stuff like that too. Is this the guy?
Kamala Harris rallies or liberal protests. We saw similar activity of buses bringing in supporters or activists to other liberal movements, which really makes you wonder how organic.
Yeah, so this guy, like during like the Kamala rallies, he like used I don't know what technology he used, but he used something to check like the unique cell phones that are in the area, and just try to like find out like how many people were actually there.
Would these actually be?
And where
because
they came
I
from.
already showed you examples of how most of these Democrats in office.
He bought data from advertisers, says Molotov bartender. I see.
Crying about Elon Musk and Doge cutting wasteful spending had previously campaigned for the same thing. And now that they're angry about Trump's new tariffs, just like clockwork, Democrat leader Nancy Pelosi encouraged exactly what.
Dantra, thank you so much for the bits. There was a protest near where I work last week outside NASA. Protesting scientists getting laid off. Thing is, Doge didn't take out a lot of NASA people, and none of the crowd looked like rocket scientists. So they're just fucking bullshit then.
Trump is doing back in 1996.
And there are those who say we shouldn't link human rights and trade and proliferation in trade. I disagree. But if we just want to take up this issue on the basis of economics alone, in terms of tariffs, I think it's interesting to note that the average U.S. MFN tariff on Chinese goods coming into the United States is 2%, whereas the average Chinese MFN tariff on U.S. goods going into China is 35%. Is that reciprocal?
Wait, so Nancy Pelosi did like literally the same thing that Trump did, but then Trump is Hitler now? Huh.
Just a quick note while I'm editing this right now. I find it interesting that if you're currently...
Well, I mean, it's like I said, like it's always been in the Democrats' interest to raise taxes in some way. They want more taxes because they want... Okay, so a lot of people on the left believe in the government having more control of things because they, what they're saying is like basically like that the government needs to like take care of people more. Right, which of course you're gonna have to raise taxes. You're gonna have to raise taxes in order to get that. That the government like knows better, how to like allocate funds basically. And so they've always been advocates of higher taxes. And and the Republicans have always been, in general, it's not really true, but have been kind of trying to keep taxes lower. Again, I don't like either of them, but it's always been in like their playbook to want to increase taxes. So it's really sus that now that Trump is, increasing the taxes of like, through tariffs, which is something that like they should be behind, like all of a sudden they're against it. It's really weird. Yeah.
A MAGA conservative, back in the 90s, you'd be a Democrat that supports Nancy Pelosi. If it wasn't for double standards, the Democrats wouldn't have standards at all, as just like with the stock market falling under Biden is now suddenly an issue under Trump, Egg prices or gas prices going up under Trump or hitting record lows, now they don't matter, or Doge cuts and tariffs. It doesn't matter if they previously wanted them or if it benefits their voters. If it comes from Trump, they have to default to attacking.
Nagi says, I'm not anti-tax, but I get why Americans are if you aren't seeing shit from your taxman. Well, yeah, because they're wasting it on all sorts of bullshit, right? They're wasting it on a lot of stuff that has nothing to do with, like, so when people pay taxes, there's a general, it's basically like it's an unspoken contract of, I give you my tax money, you give me services that we can all share, basically. Things like, you know, military, right? Or, you know, police or roads, like things that are like more like a public necessity, right? But then they spend it on things like, again, illegal immigrants, which, like, is that really in our public interest to, like, pay for like illegal immigrants? Like, right? And that's the problem. And it's why, like, people get mad too about like foreign wars, because it's like, why the fuck are we like involved in this kind of shit? Like, why are we paying for like other people's defense? And that's why people are getting upset.
And that's probably why you can't gather enough people to stand against him that can actually describe why they don't like what Trump is doing, other than the bumper sticker slogans they were told to repeat. Because nothing about this outrage is real, which detracts from the actual issues every American—
Sorry, I know I'm pausing it again, but like, for instance, if there was like a time of war, right, where there was a serious war, like, you know, say like we were under threat because, like, you know, we got attacked by some other nation, people would probably be pretty fine with paying more taxes for like our own defense. People would be fine with that. So like, the problem again is people being upset that their money is being spent not in the defense of their own interests, but in the interests of others, basically. And what it leads to is a lot of the taxpayers, you know, again, you know, times are rough right now too, right? So that's also like a compounding factor. But people feeling like they're basically being neglected when they're the ones who are paying for it. They feel like a tremendous sense of unfairness. It's like I said before, it really is like sort of a cuck feeling, right? Like you're the one who pays for the government. You're the one who's paying their bills so that they can take care of you, and then they don't take care of you. They take care of someone else. And that happening constantly when people are struggling is just making people more and more mad. To the point where now where we're at is now he's saying like, well, fuck it, like, I don't care, like, you know what, if you know the tariffs is gonna, like, if that's gonna like fuck everybody up in order to like you know, get what we deserve, then like, fuck it, right?
Faces today, as China just launched their Temu version of Trump on TikTok.
Folks, we're in Chongqing, the city of hot pot of China, and we have to eat hot pot today. She understands me, tremendous lady. Sometimes I dip in a spice, but sometimes I don't. You never know what's my next move, and that's how I win. I'm unpredictable.
And I don't know about you, but that terrifies me. So if you
Deviation says, so Americans pay 40% of their money in taxes, including sales tax, property tax, income tax. Are you getting your money's worth? Honest question. Yeah. I mean, that's why people are upset about it.
Appreciate my concise, light-order commentary on the tragic status that is today's reality. Hopefully I've earned your subscription. Then go check out the video on the police chief that actually sees Tesla vandals as victims themselves.
That's crazy, man. We watched that the other day. Decoy has really good videos. I'm gonna link him so you can check him out.